Please rise to the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item is any public comments or concerning today's agenda? Seeing none, move on. Motion to recess the Commissioners' meeting to hold a retirement board meeting.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to call the retirement board meeting to order.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the November 15th, 2023 agenda.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the October 18th, 2023 minutes.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Under new business, motion to approve refunds of contributions to the employees no longer with the county, and there are 8 individuals listed.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the following retirements. There's 1 person listed.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 3, motion to approve a 1% increase to Corn Ferry actuarial services for 2024.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn the retirement board.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reconvene the Commissioners' meeting.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the November 15th, 2023 agenda.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the November 1st, 2023 meeting minutes.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the November 8th, 2023 conference meeting minutes.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve payment from the general funds in the county bills of $599,250.76.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve payment in the Act 13 Transportation Fund in the amount of $25,450.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve payment in the Pike County Employee Health Insurance Fund in the amount of $160,963.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Under new business, motion to advertise the 2024 Pike County budget.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to execute the acknowledgement of the commercial line of credit loan request.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman execute the tax anticipation note series 01 of 2024.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt resolution number 2343 tax and revenue anticipation note.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt ordinance number 33/2023 as presented, authorizing, among other things, the issuance of 1 or more series of general obligation bonds with proceeds therefore to be applied toward capital projects of the county as described in the ordinance.
Motion?
Second. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
You want to discuss that now, or you want to wait until the end? We have
I
Payne here for.
I think now.
Okay. So we had gone out to get another bond issue to complete some projects in the county, some of them being the Bennett Avenue project, completion of the courthouse, that's an ongoing, we have to now take care of the interior of the existing the old courthouse, I should say. Some infrastructure needs up at the Blooming Grove site with some wells and sewer projects. So while it didn't seem to be the proper time to be doing this, we found out that it was the proper time, that the rates were where they could be for the county to do this. So we have taken out $2.5 million of a new bond issue, which we are now implementing right now. So that's what these ordinances are about. I just explained to you what the projects are. I know, Dave, if you have anything you want to just talk about, the market seems to be the right time to do it. This is Dave Payne from PNC. He's our bond, along with Jennifer, right?
Yes.
Jennifer, who's our bond counsel. Karen has to do separate counsel for this.
Thank you. Very quickly, Jen Carrick from Becker Siemens is on the line with us. What you're approving today is both an ordinance and a parameters bond purchase agreement. The ordinance is the document that outlines the complete borrowing and the structure of the borrowing, along with all the other legal parameters that you have to have in order to issue general obligation bonds. The second document is the bond purchase agreement. It is exactly what that states. We will purchase the bonds upon pricing them. all of the bonds on the data price, and we'll talk about the calendar in a second. And that's really the job of the underwriter. When we go to market, hopefully in early December, that first week, we will be in the market for about 3 hours. And if all of the bonds get spoken for, that's great. If some of the bonds get spoken for, our job is to step up and purchase the other bonds at the price that the public spoke and bought for them. The market is behaving very well right now. If you've been reading the general press in terms of economics, there has been a lot of relief in terms of what people are thinking about inflation going forward. Not to say that's going to be the case. We're on a roller coaster with expectations with inflation. But I can tell the commissioners this and your administration, since we last looked at relative market rates, the interest rates are lower now. And since we'll be able to get into the market in the next 3 to 3.5 weeks, hopefully we'll be at a position where rates are lower than when we were structuring the bonds to begin with. There is minimal impact because of the current structure of the county's debt. They've done a very good job over many years.
Just testing if you're able to hear me.
Yep. There's an echo.
Yeah.
But in terms of the county's current debt, it's short. That's something the rating agencies look very favorable on. And it does give an opportunity for the county to structure this, again, with minimal budgetary impact for a $2.5 million borrowing. The calendar, as I mentioned, we'll have a rating call with Standard & Poor's in New York City. The call won't be in New York City, it will be on the phone call. And they'll look at the previous history of the county, its current financial situation. They'll also look at the structure of the new bonds. We're hoping to have that call the week after Thanksgiving. That'll allow us then to put together the offering document and be in the market hopefully as early as December 7th. If not, that's a Thursday. We might push it to Tuesday, the 12th. The bonds will close on 12/28 of this year, at which time of settlement you'll have the appropriate funds, the $2.5 million for your construction fund balance. You may notice the resolution and the bond purchase agreement speak of a not to exceed number of $3,265,000. That is not what the county is borrowing. That is a process that we as the underwriter take with the state and the Department of Community and Economic Development to give us some flexibility to work within that $2.5 million number that you'll actually be borrowing for, that project number. So they will be nowhere near borrowing $3.265 million. Right now we're estimating that the amount of a bond issue that would be the result of $2.5 million into a construction fund will be about $2.65 million.
Yeah.
Question? Question?
I just can't hear anything from you either.
Jen, we can hear you.
Can't hear us.
Can she see us?
Yes.
Jen, can you hear us now? Well, as I mentioned, we'll take any questions regarding the ordinance or the BPA.
I can hear you by phone now.
Okay, great. Well, I've just finished my dissertation on the structure and the financing. If you have a minute or two just to go over the ordinance and exactly what they're going to be approving along with the BPA, Jen?
Sure, I can go ahead and do that. So, good morning, everyone. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I did hang up my Zoom, so hopefully there's no longer an echo that you're hearing. But my name is Jennifer Karen. I'm a bond attorney with Eckert Stevens in Harrisburg, and we serve as bond counsel to the county. And as bond counsel, we prepared the ordinance number 33-2023 that is before the Board of Commissioners. The ordinance, essentially, I'll just review some of the main highlights pretty quickly, and if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them at the conclusion of my little summary. The ordinance does authorize the undertaking of the capital projects, which are all described in Exhibit C to the ordinance. The ordinance resolves for the county to incur what's called general obligation debt of the county under the Local Government Unit Debt Act. And it authorizes the county to issue bonds up to the maximum principal amount of $3,265,000, which will be used to fund the capital projects, again, that are described in the ordinance, and also to pay the cost of issuing the bond. The ordinance, by its terms, does accept the bond purchase agreement from PNC Capital Markets, which will thereafter be supplemented by what we call an addendum. And that's the document that will contain the actual sale and pricing information for the bond. And that addendum, based on this ordinance, has to satisfy the criteria that are required in the ordinance and the bond purchase agreement, which includes the fact that the bond has to be priced ultimately within the maximum interest rate and the maximum principal maturities that are described in Exhibit A to the ordinance before you. The ordinance also appoints TD Bank to continue serving as the paying agent for the bond issue as it has in past bond issues. The ordinance also budgets the county school-based credit and taxing power for the repayment of the bond issue. It also directs the appropriate filings to be made with the Department of Community and Economic Development and ratifies the notices that were published in accordance with the Debt Act. And lastly, it authorizes the preliminary official statement, the final official statement, and that's the offering document describing the county and its finances. That document is authorized to be used in connection with the sale and pricing of the bond. Lastly, the ordinance does authorize all the authorized officers of the county to undertake any additional action that's necessary to effectuate the issuance of the bond. And I believe, hopefully this is consistent with what David Keene has described, that closing is estimated to occur at the end of December. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions, and I would kindly request that a roll call vote be taken with respect to the ordinance.
Questions?
Couple of questions. Matt, I'm going to start with you, if that's all right. I was just wondering if you could go over, this is a construction bond, $2.5 million. What, can you talk a little bit about the details about what it's for?
It's for the Bennett Avenue project. It's for the completion of the interior of the existing courthouse, the 1872 courthouse. It is the continued efforts to expand the sewage treatment facility at the Blooming Grove site, along with the well on that property also. I think that was the four main projects.
Okay. Can you tell me what the current bond rating of the county is, please?
The current bond rating in the county right now is AA-.
Okay, and what's the structure of this bond? How long is it going out for?
The bonds go out 10 years, maturing in 2034. The first payment would be in fiscal year 2024, next year.
And what's the bond based on? Is it going to be based on 10-year treasury, LIBOR? I mean, how is it going to be priced?
Sure. The bond is based on what we call municipal market addendum, and that is the price of municipal bonds that's factored in every day. That price is a tax exempt rate because the county has the opportunity to borrow as a tax exempt entity. It is based off of, and since these are 10-year bonds, it's based off of the 10-year treasury, which is a taxable rate. So if you follow the flow of the 10-year treasury from now until day of pricing, going up or down, the rate will be a little higher or a little lower as we get toward that first week of December.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Okay.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Welcome, I can actually hear you now, so.
Okay,
Perfect
we can see
timing,
you.
right?
Okay, next item is motion to approve the following human service payment vouchers on behalf of the Office of Human Services. Fair in the amount of $6,192. Emergency Rental Assistance Program 2.0 in the amount of $16,461.21. And Human Services Development Fund in the amount of $5,035.30.
Motion.
Second. Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the 2018 Community Development Block Grant Program payment voucher payable to Ray Evans in the amount of $855.45 on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman to execute the St. Patrick's Catholic Church Facility Use Agreement on behalf of the Children and Youth Services.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman to execute the Municipal Assistance Program invoice on behalf of the Office of Community Planning.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman to execute the Worker Protection and Investment Certification Form.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Under miscellaneous, again, we have the Penn State calendar of events, and then that moves us to press and public comment. Kevin? Just state your name for her so she has it on the tape, please.
Kevin Holian, Damon Township. I just have one comment. Pike County, Pennsylvania had a female commissioner-elect. It's interesting, though, for clarity, I think a lot of Pike County residents need to be aware that, and please, any of the commissioners correct me if I'm wrong, in 2011, Pike County was fortunate enough to have appointed by then Judge Joe Camino, Kathy Hummel, as a appointed Pike County Commissioner. So, just for the clarity of all of us, yes, Krista will be the first voted in female.
No, that's not true. It's not. Now, because you had Margaret Mary Jonas back in the late 80s, and then you had Sally Thompson in the late 90s, I guess, moving into 2000, so that's not true. She is the third. I just want to make sure that that's clear. The voters have spoken. Krista Cruceras has wanted to be the next county commissioner, so we welcome her being here.
Right.
Just so that needs to be clear, though, because Kathy Hummel was appointed to fill out the unexpired term of Harry Forbes.
Yes.
In the interim of an election. That's why that occurred, that there needed to be somebody to fill that spot without somebody running. That was the year, actually, the first year that I ran for commissioner, and she had said that she would not run, and she was qualified, absolutely. Kathy Hummel is a very qualified person to be commissioner.
Yeah, she's still with us, I think.
She is, oh yeah, she's still very much involved.
active.
Oh yeah, but I just think that's clear. We need to be clear on that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, we were informed of a letter that we received about the county's relationship with a private company named Surface Access Management and Pike County Children and Youth.
Sam?
Sam.
Yes, yep, they're the ones that we use to manage our children and youth services. I think we went into that contract two years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Time flies around here, I'm sorry. But yeah, they're the ones that we contract out to use. They do this in other counties also. It's not unusual.
Okay, they're alleging some alleged mismanagement within the company, within the private company. I wanted to know a little bit more about it.
We know nothing about mismanagement. We have a very good relation with Sam. We felt like, so over the years in children and youth, just so we're understanding, it's a very difficult section of the county to operate. And I say this because the situations that those men and women that work up there are put in are extremely difficult. And it's really difficult to find people that are qualified to do that job, that want to do that job. And then the other side of it is to find a director that wants to handle it. We went through lots of struggles since I've been here with directors. This was the decision we made, that we felt the management team would be best suited up there to manage the entire staff. But they don't manage the entire staff. There is still a section up there called intake, which is actually the county side of it. We know nothing about mismanagement of Sam. I'll let the others speak to it, but I know that we have solicitors that are continually up there monitoring everything that goes on. But to hear, so again, we don't know anything about that. What we do know is that the job that all of those men and women have to deal with on a day in and day out basis is extremely difficult, and we respect all of that. So I don't know what letter you have. We didn't see a letter, so I'm not going to speak much more of it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I will say that since I've been here, Sam has done a good job. There were some issues about management, but we said to them, we need you to have somebody here all the time to manage everybody involved on the Sam side of things. They answered that request, and we really have Kelly doing a really good job as the manager, if you will, the director on the Sam side of children and youth, and we're happy with the way that's going.
Thank you.
Sir, just for the record, I know you're with the Pike
Jeremy
County
Van
Dispatch. Jeremy
Van Dyne.
Okay. Nothing else? Motion to adjourn.
Motion?
We're done.